We continue now at the top of Daf Gimel Amud Beis in Meseches Megillah. This is Megillah Daf 3b. The Gemara is in the middle of discussing the encounter that Yehoshua had with the angel, and it says, Melamid Shalon Bu'umka Shal Halacha. The pasuk, even though it sounds like it's talking about the fact that Yehoshua stayed overnight, it really means Lon Bu'umka Shal Halacha. He learned the depths of halacha. In other words, the angel told him, when you're sieging a city, you still have to learn Torah at night. If the war is not happening, you have to learn Torah. That's proof number one the Gemara is bringing, that the Talmud Torah, the learning of Torah, is greater than the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash. V'yomer Rav Shmuel bar Unya, and furthermore, Rav Shmuel bar Unya says, Gadol Talmud Torah Yoser Mehakravas Tamid, and the learning of Torah is greater than the bringing of the carbon tamid. Shenamar, like the pasuk says, Atabasi, now I have come. That's the same pasuk we quoted earlier. The angel tells Yehoshua, that's the sin that I'm coming for, not the issue of not bringing the carbon. So in any case, it does seem to be that Talmud Torah is greater than Avodah. That's the opposite of what the Gemara said before. And so the Gemara says, Lokash, it's not difficult. Had the Rabbim v'had the Yachid. It depends if you're talking about the Rabbim or if you're talking about the Yachid. In other words, when you're talking about a Rabbim, like in the case of Yehoshua, you're talking about all of Klal Yisrael, so then the learning of Torah is actually greater than the bringing of the carbon. But if you're talking about the learning of an individual, that's not as great. The Gemara says with the Yachid Kal, but is that really true? Is it true that the learning Torah of an individual is not as great as the bringing of the karbonos, as the avoda? The Gemara says Vatanan, but we learned in a Mishnah, Noshim b'moed ma'anos avalo metafchos. Rashi over here explains, Ma'anos hesped al ames. Let's say you have women on the holiday, so they can have a eulogy for the dead, v'lo metavchos al liban, but they don't hit themselves by their heart. That they're not supposed to do on the holiday. Rabbi Yishmael says, Im hayu semuchos lamita. If they're near the casket, metavchos, so then they are allowed to bang. B'rosh chodashim b'Chanukah uvepurim. If it's Rosh Chodesh, if it's Chanukah, and if it's Purim, so ma'anos u'metavchos bazeh uvazeh, avalo mekonanos. So then they're allowed to have a hesped, they're allowed to have a eulogy, they're allowed to bang over it. Avalo mekonanos. Rashi over here says avalo mekonanos. V'hasam mefarish over there, it explains eizehu inoi ve'eizehu kina. What's considered inoi and what's considered kina. Inoi shekulan onos ka'achas. Inoi means they're all answering at once by the eulogy. Kina achas omeres v'kulan onos achareha. By a kina, one of them says it, and then the rest of them, they all answer, they all respond. So these are various things you might do with regards to somebody who dies, and the question is, are you allowed to do them again on the Moed, on Rosh Chodesh, Chanukah, and Purim? V'yomer Rabba bar Rav Huna. Going on that halacha, Rabba bar Rav Huna said, Ein moed b'fnei Talmud Chacham. There is no moed when it comes to Talmud Chacham, meaning when it comes to Talmud Chacham, we do not limit the kind of eulogy and the kind of mourning that takes place. And kol shekein Chanukah Purim, certainly when it comes to Chanukah and Purim, the fact that it's a Talmud Chacham overrides Chanukah and Purim. And in any case, the Gemara says, you see from these halachas, from the fact that we say Ein moed b'fnei Talmud Chacham, when it comes, let's say, to Chol HaMoed, we don't have any of the limitations. There can be full mourning for this Talmud Chacham that died. It sounds like the individual learning of the Torah is great. We were saying before that when an individual learns Torah, that's not as important as the avoda. Here it seems to be very important. And so the Gemara says, no, kavod Torah ka'amr. Here you're talking about the honor of the Torah. When we're talking about eulogizing or clapping or doing these things for somebody who dies who's a Talmud Chacham, that's the honor of the Torah. Kavod Torah diyachid chamor. When it comes to the honor of the Torah of an individual, that is actually very strict. Talmud Torah diyachid kal. When it comes to the learning of the Torah of an individual, that is lenient, and that is going to be more lenient than the avoda. And that's why we said before, we'll make a kal v'chomer. If you can be mevatel the avoda to hear the Megillah, certainly you can be mevatel Talmud Torah in order to hear the Megillah talking about the Talmud Torah of a Yachid. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rava says, Pshitali, it is obvious to me, Avoda Mikra Megillah. If you have a choice between doing the Avoda and reading the Megillah, Mikra Megillah Adif, it's more important to do the Megillah, Mid Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina. That's from what we said earlier from Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina. Talmud Torah Mikra Megillah. If you have a choice between Talmud Torah and reading the Megillah, again, Mikra Megillah Adif, reading the Megillah is more important. Mid Samcho Shel Beis Rebbe. Again, that's what we said from the house of Rebbe. And midasamcha over here means, again, they relied on the idea of Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina by Avoda, made a kal v'chomer again, that Mikra Megillah is more important than Talmud Torah. If it's more important than the Avoda, it's certainly more important than Talmud Torah. And Rava continues, Talmud Torah, mace mitzvah. Let's say you have Talmud Torah, or the choice of a mace mitzvah, a mace that needs to be taken care of very properly. So mace mitzvah, if certainly a mace mitzvah takes precedence to Talmud Torah. Minatanya, because we learned in a brayso, mevatel in Talmud Torah, or mevatel Talmud Torah, lahotzoas ha-mace, ulahachnosas kala, in order to take care of the dead body, or in order to celebrate with a kala with a new bride. And avodu meis mitzvah. Let's say you have a situation of a choice to do the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash or take care of a meis mitzvah. Meis mitzvah adif. Meis mitzvah is going to be greater. Mi v'la achoso. That's learned out from the pasuk of v'la achoso. The Gemara explains the Tanya, as we learned in a brisa, v'la achoso. It says in the pasuk to his sister. Ma tamid lomar. Why does it say v'la achoso? And Rashi over here explains. This pasuk is written by Nazir. Al nefesh meis lo yavo. Nazir is not supposed to become tummy. Harei kol b'mashma means everything. Not supposed to become tummy at all. Then it talks about the fact, extra pasuk, his father, his mother, his brother, his sister shouldn't become tummy. Darish lo b'sifri lo aviv lo yitama. So we make a drasha to his father, no. Aval metami hu lemeis mitzvah, but he is metami for a meis mitzvah. Le'imo matamid lomer. Now, why does it say his mother? Shem haya kohen v'nazir. Let's say he's a kohen and a nazir. Aval b'shekadosh beis kedushos. Even though he's got two holinesses. Le'imo lo yitzma. Aval mitami hu lemeis mitzvah. Still, only to his mother it's a problem. Meis mitzvah is okay to become tummy. Why does it say lochiv to his brother? Shem haya kohen gadol v'nazir. Let's say he's a kohen gadol and a nazir. Lochiv lo yitma. Aval mitzvah hu lemeis mitzvah. Still, mitami to a meis mitzvah. Te'al karcha kula l'mutei meis mitzvah. So they're all from meis mitzvah. Hilka chameno inyan lo tenei inyan lechavero. So therefore, if you can't apply it to that particular halacha, you apply it to something else. So the question was, v'lachoso matam l'omer. Well, what's v'lachoso coming to say? V'meinu inyan le'elo tenei inyan bitul avoda umila mipnei meis mitzvah. We have nothing to do in terms of what to use it for, so we're going to use it as we're about to see for the idea that you stop doing the avoda, you stop doing the bris milah for a meis mitzvah. As the Gemara over here says, again, the Tanyas we learned in a brisa, v'la'achoso matam and lomer. Why does it say la'achoso by Nazir? Hareisha yaholech lishchodes pischo. That's what he's going to shecht, his carbon pesach. V'lomul espeno, he wants to give a bris milah to his son. V'shama shemeis lo meis, and he hears that a relative dies. So yachol yitma, I might think that he should become tamei. Amrit lo yitma, so that's what we're saying. No, he doesn't become tamei. Yachol kashem sheinu metami la'achos, and I might say, just like he's not metami to his sister, kach einu metami l'meis mitzvah, so too he shouldn't be metami for a meis mitzvah. Talmud lomer v'la achoso. That's what we learn from v'la achoso. La'achoso hu deinu metami, only to his sister he does not become tamei. Aval metami l'meis mitzvah, but he does become tamei for a meis mitzvah. And so again, from there it's clear that the meis mitzvah takes precedence over these various mitzvahs, and that's going to be true by avod in the Beis Hamikdash as well. But the Gemara continues, boy Rav, but Rav asks the following question. Mikra Megillah u'meis mitzvah. What if you have a situation of reading the Megillah and meis mitzvah? Haimi nayu adif. Which of those two takes precedence? Mikra Megillah adif mishum pirsumei nisa. On the one hand, we could say the Mikra Megillah takes precedence because it's a way of publicizing a miracle. Odil meis mitzvah adif, or maybe meis mitzvah takes precedence mishum kavod habrios, because that's honor for creations, that's honor for people. So the Gemara says, Basar Dabai Hadar Pashta. After Rava asked the question, he then answered the question as follows: Meis mitzvah adif. Meis mitzvah does take precedence to Mikra Megillah. Diamar Mar, because the master said, Godel kavod habrios. The kavod habrios is so great, shedocha es lo saseh shevatorah. It's even docha a lo saseh in the Torah, and therefore when it comes to Mikra Megillah as well, it's going to take precedence over Mikra Megillah. Rashi over here says, and it's talking over there about lost objects, and it says, sometimes you don't deal with the mitzvah. Let's say the person is an old person, it's not honorable for him to deal with this particular lost object. Same thing is true over here. That's the same idea by kavod habrios. It's not the person's honor to deal with this particular mitzvah, so it can be doche, a lo saseh shebatorah, in this case lo suchal lesalim. And so the same thing is going to be true again by Mikra Megillah. The Gemara continues, Gufa, going back to what we said above. Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi says, Krach v'chol hasamach lo. If you have a walled city and anything near a walled city, v'chol hanira imo, or anything within sight of the walled city, so nidon kakrach. It's considered like a walled city, and they read on the 15th. And the Gemara says, Tana was taught, Samach afal pi she'eino nira. If it's near the walled city, even if it's not in sight, and nira afal pi she'eino samach. If it's in sight, even if it's not nearby. And the Gemara says, Bishlama nira afal pi she'eino samach. I understand if it's in sight, but it's not nearby. Mashkachas, you can have such a case. Kagon de Yasva Barosh Har. Let's say the area is on the top of a mountain. So if it's on the top of the mountain, it can be far away, but you can still see it. But if you have a situation where the area is nearby, but not visible, how can that be? If it's nearby, surely it's visible. And so the Gemara says, let's say the area is sitting in a stream, it's down below, so it's blocked. You can't really see the walled city. It's not really in sight of this particular area, but it might be nearby. And the Gemara continues, V'yomer Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, Krach sheyoshev ulevasof hukaf. Let's say you have a walled city. First the area was settled, and then they surrounded the area with a wall. So nidon kikfar, that's considered like a village. My time, what's the reason? Because the pasuk says, V'ish ki yimchor beis moshav ir choma. It says that the person's going to sell the house in an area of ir choma, a city with a wall. What does that mean? Shehukaf ulevasof yoshev. That pasuk means to say specifically, first it was surrounded by the wall, then it was settled. V'lo sheyoshev ulevasof hukaf. But it's not considered to be a walled city if it was settled first and then they surrounded it with a wall. As Rashi over here says, sheyoshev ulevasof hukaf shenisyashev tchila bebatim. If the houses came first, ulevasof hukaf choma, and then the wall comes, so nidon kikfar linyan batei choma. That's considered like a village. It's not considered like a walled city. And the Gemara continues, V'yomer Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, Karach she'ein bo asara batalonin. Let's say you have a walled city, but there's not 10 people who are idle. There's not 10 people in the city that don't work. So nidon kikfar, that's also considered like a village. Maika mashmon, the Gemara says, what's that teaching us? Tanina, that's actually a Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Ezu hi ir gedola, what's considered a large city? Kol sheyesh bo asara batalonin, it has to be a place which has 10 idle people, 10 people who aren't working, and that's a pretty large city. But pachos mikan, but if it's less than that, harei zekfar, that's already considered to be like a village. In any case, it's an explicit Mishnah. So what's Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi teaching us? And so the Gemara says, Krach itzrichle. The Chiddush over here is Krach, afagav de miklile me'alma. As Rashi over here says, Krach itzrichle, dechol krach einu elamakom shavakin. The word Krach indicates we're talking about a place with a marketplace. Shenichnosim shami kol tzad ve'godol hu yosem ir gedola. People come from all over. It's even bigger than a large city. De miklile me'alma. They come from all over. Anoshim harbe v'yesh harbe mehen batzalonim milacha. People are coming from all over, and many of those people are idle. Sheinosim milacha. They don't work. Elabim mekoman. They only work in their place, in their location. Afilu achi bo'inan kavuin. But the point is over here, that's not enough to be considered a large walled city. It's still considered a village because you need idle people who are actually kavua here, who live here. The zimnin de lo meshtachin, because otherwise sometimes you don't have these people. If all the people that are batzalonim are coming from the outside, that does not count. And the Gemara continues, V'yomer Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, Krach shecharuv ulevasof yoshev. Let's say you have a situation of a walled city that was destroyed, and then it was resettled. Nidon kekrach, that is considered to be a krach. It's considered to be a walled city. The Gemara says, My charev. What does it mean, charev? Ileima charvu chamosav. If you say what it means is that the walls were destroyed, so yashavin lo yashav lo, only when it has to be settled, meaning only when you put the wall back up, but if you don't put the wall back up, it's not counted as a walled city. Vatanya, but we learned in a brisa, Rabbi Eliezer bar Yossi Omer, Rabbi Eliezer bar Yossi says, Asher lo chom, it says that it has a wall, means to say, Afal pi she'ein lo achshav, what it really means is, even if it doesn't have a wall now, but it had one before, that's the idea. Asher lo choma is translated as that it has a wall, but it has it with an aleph as if it doesn't have a wall. The point is, it does not have to have one right now. Even if it had one earlier, that's enough. So it can't be that you need to rebuild the wall to make it considered a walled city. Elamai charev. So rather, what does it mean when it says charev, it's destroyed? Again, we said that it was destroyed and resettled. Shecharev me'asara batalonim. What we mean to say is it was destroyed, meaning you didn't have the 10 idle people. So that's what we're saying over here. We're saying in a situation where it was destroyed, you didn't have the asara batalonim, ulevasof yasha, but then it gets resettled, you have them again. That's considered like a krach. And the Gemara continues, V'yomer Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video, on Daf Dalid Amud Aleph.